This video is going to be about power on stalls. Power on stalls are going to start like most of our maneuvers. We're going to get our 3 C's, so checklist, configuration, and clearing. Okay, so we'll get that pre-stall spin aerobatics checklist done. The configuration for this clean, 150 knots or as required. You don't necessarily have to be at 150 knots. We're going to be just climbing up and bleeding off airspeed, right? So if you start at 200 knots, we can just climb up, burn off that airspeed. We're just going to gain more altitude, right? It doesn't matter too much. If we start at 150, the book says we can expect to gain 1,500 to 2,000 feet. Okay. So we get our pre-stall spin aerobatic checklist, configuration, make sure that our area is clear. And then for the power on stall, we're just going to set the PCL somewhere between 30 and 60% torque. Our nose is going to be somewhere between 15 and 40 degrees, and we can use 20 to 30 degrees angle of bank. That should be percent. Okay. So just set your PCO where you want. Smoothly raise the nose to whatever pitch attitude you desire and put any bank that you desire. Things to keep in mind as we climb and our airspeed begins to decay, we're going to need to increase the backstick pressure to maintain our pitch attitude, okay? You'll see that AOA on your PFD if you're looking over on the left side. Your AOA will be climbing, and then you want to take this all the way to the full stall. So it'll be 18 plus units AOA, first uncommanded nose drop or roll off, and at that point we'll do our recovery. So max, relax, level, and ball. Alright, so max power, that's pretty simple. Just push the PCL all the way to max. What you should expect that to do, though, is that's going to put a lot of torque on the airframe, and you're going to need that right rudder to compensate. So that's a lot of where that ball comes in. Relax. On these, depending on how nose high you are, if you're all the way up at 40, you may need to push over to break that stall. 15, you can probably just relax some of that backstick pressure, but you want to get that stall broken, so you need that AOA to come out of the red. Level, just roll the wings level. If we're in any bank, just level them off. If we had an uncommanded roll off, just bring those wings back to level, and then ball. You want to put in rudder at a rate commensurate with the torque of the engine coming on the aircraft, okay? So what I like to do is pick a spot on the horizon. So we see, here's your canopy bow. Here's like a little horizon out there. Let's say we have a nice little puffy cloud out there or something. Spot that right in the middle of your horizon, and then you push that power on the aircraft, and the nose is going to want to shoot over up and to the left. And what you want to do is just put in rudder, some right rudder, commensurate to just keep that target right on the bullseye, okay? And that will be sufficient rudder to prevent you from getting uncoordinated flight. If we have that stall and that ball out at the same time, that's where we get into OCF flight, which we obviously don't want to do, especially with the power at max. So that's a quick overview of the power on stall. Again, as always, let me know if you have any questions.